What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mel here in our classic review. Today I'll be talking about my thoughts on another Ralph Bakshi film. This time being Heavy Traffic, released back in 1973. And this was Ralph Bakshi's second animated feature film, which this film received largely positive reviews and were considered to be his biggest critical success ever. And before we begin, did you subscribe? Did you hit the bell? If so, do you love playing pinballs? Do you love creating cartoons? And are you a fucking virgin? Oh boy. If you're lucky, you're about to end paradise, my friend. Yes, sir, Bob. And warning, this film is not for the young. If you are, well, don't blame me. Blame yourself. I'm only a reviewer, so yeah. So, Heavy Traffic was a live-action animated comedy drama written and directed by Ralph Bakshi, which begins, ends, and occasionally combines with live action and animation, explores the often surreal fantasy of a young New York City cartoonist named Michael Corleone, using pinball imagery and as a metaphor for the inner city life. Heavy Traffic was Bakshi and producer Steve Krantz follow-up to the film Fritz the Cat. Though producer Krantz made varied attempts to produce an R-rated film, Heavy Traffic was given an RX rating by the MPAA, which I know is, yep, I already seen that coming right there. The production, which takes back in 1969. Ralph Spot was founded as a division of Bakshi Productions to produce commercials for Coca-Cola and Max, the 2,000-year-old mouse, a series of educational shorts paid by the Encyclopedia Britannica. However, Bakshi was uninterested in the kind of animation he was producing and wanted to produce something personal. Bakshi soon developed Heavy Traffic, a tale of inner-city street life. Steve Krantz told Bakshi the studio executives will be unwilling to fund Heavy Traffic because of its content and Bakshi's lack of film experience. Bakshi directed Fritz the Cat back in 1972, an adaptation of the Robert Crumb's comic strip with the same name. The film became a financial success, which allowed Bakshi to produce the film he always intended to produce and focus on human characters rather than anthropomorphic animals. Bakshi pitched Heavy Traffic to Samuel Z. Arkoff, who took an interest in Bakshi's take on the tortured underground cartoonists and agreed to fund the film. Production began in 1972, however, Steve Krantz had not yet paid Bakshi for his work on Fritz the Cat. Halfway through the production of Heavy Traffic, Bakshi asked Krantz, "When I'm going to get paid?" Krantz responded, "The film didn't make any money, Ralph. It's just a lot of noise." Bakshi found out that Krantz claimed to be dubious, as the producer recently purchased a new BMW, a mansion in Beverly Hills, because Bakshi did not have a lawyer. He sought advice from directors he had became friends with, including Martin Scorsese, Francis Ford Coppola, and Steven Spielberg. Asking them how much they made on their films, Bakshi soon accused Krantz of ripping him off, which the producer denied. Bakshi began pitching his next project, Harlem Nights, a film loosely based on the Uncle Raymond stories, which eventually became Coonskin. The idea interested producer Albert S. Rudy during the screening of The Godfather. While working on Heavy Traffic, Bakshi received a call from Krantz, who questioned him about Harlem Nights. Bakshi told Krantz, "I can't talk about that," and hung up. Next day, Krantz locked Bakshi out of the studio, reportedly tapping Bakshi's phone because he always wary of his loyalty as an employee. After Krantz fired Bakshi, he began to see a replacement director for Heavy Traffic, calling several directors, including Chuck Jones. Arkoff threatened to pull the film's budget unless Krantz rehired Bakshi because, first of all, this is a Bakshi film, not a Krantz film. If you try to screw this movie up, you're fucked. But with no other choice, Krantz rehired Bakshi, who returned a week later. During the film's production, Krantz attempted to maintain some level of control by issuing memos to Bakshi and other artists requesting various changes. John Spurry remembered being issued a memo asking Spurry to stop posting caricatures of Krantz on the middle of his door. Okay, that's actually pretty funny. Ed Bogas and Ray Shanklin returned to write and perform the film's score, as they had done for Bakshi's previous feature, Fritz the Cat. Other music featured in the film included songs Twist and Shout, performed by the Isley Brothers, Take 5, as performed by the Dave Brubeck Quartet, and Chuck Berry's Mayberry. Scar Below Fair is used as a recurring music motif first heard in the film's opening credits and later appearing during the end of the film as performed by the Sergio Mendes and the Brazil 66. Bogas also credited several other arrangements of the song that appeared throughout the film. A soundtrack album was released in 1973. The inspiration for the film came from penny arcades, which Bakshi will often spend his time playing pinballs, sometimes bringing his 12-year-old son with him. Bakshi wanted to use pinball as a metaphor to examine the way of the world. Heavy Traffic began as a tradition in which Bakshi write poems before beginning production on each of his films, starting with Street Arabs. According to Bakshi, my background was in Brooklyn, my Jewishness, my family life, my father coming from Russia. All these things had to be somehow represented on the film. Bakshi wanted the voice to sound organic. He experimented on improvisation, allowing his actors to ad-lib during the recording session. According to James Bates, the voice of Snowflake, I said, how about Little Wolfman Jack, Charles Nelson, Rayleigh, Pearl Bailey, and a little Truman Capote. Ralph couldn't believe it. We ad-lib it a lot, and he usually got what he wanted in 3 or 4 takes. We worked hard, and not for much coin, but it was a blast. As with Fritz the Cat, Bakshi and Johnny Vita took location photographies for the film's background. Instead of tracing the photographs onto the backgrounds, as they had done with Fritz the Cat, the film used actual photographs and live-action stock footage as the background for much of the film. Bakshi and Vita were also experimental on their photography. Bakshi requested that the lab technician produce several prints for every photo, each print increasingly out of the focus, giving backgrounds a fuzzy quality. Bakshi states that we didn't want to risk shooting out of focus on the spot. That could have meant some expensive mistakes. As for the animation, according to animator Mark Kausler, Krantz was so nervous about showing too much nudity and sexual activity that he had several versions of some sequences animated. For instance, in the Maybelline animation sequence, Kausler said that a sequence was animated in which the viewer sees the key in the ignition metamorphose into a penis entering Mifflin's coochie. This sequence was deleted from Heavy Traffic, but the same action appeared in the film Down and Dirty Duck. Kausler also states, I colored this scene with another one of the key changing into the fat black guy. And in addition, Slot turning into Maybelline. I covered a lot. More cartoony foreplay scene with a simple close-up of a fat black man's face with his hand covering his eyes. You can get a sense of how many scenes have been altered. By how many times this close-up drawing was used, it got used a lot. At one point, the original version A of Maybelline existed. Ralph had prints of it, but I have not seen it since I worked on it. We did versions A, B, and C, with C being the tamest, and that what got into the so-called X version of Heavy Traffic. Another scene I can recall doing multiple versions of the guy in the racing cap pissing on a fat black guy's ass. This was completely eliminated, causing a jump in the action. Edward Hopper, famous 1942 painting Nighthawks. Bless me. As I was saying, was used at the background in one of the film's sequences. Several animations sequences appear in the rough sketchbook pages, including dream sequence influenced by the works of Otto Mesmer and George Herriman. Influence sequence set to Chuck Berry's Maybelline. The music score was composed by Ed Bogus and Ray Shanklin. The soundtrack was released by Fancy Records and Ampex Tapes in 1973. The album was released as a compact disc in 1996 as part of the compilation featuring the same discs, the soundtrack to both Fritz the Cat and Heavy Traffic. The film also featured songs by Sergio Mendes and Brazil 66, the Isley Brothers, Dave Brubeck, and Chuck Berry. As for receptions for the film, although Heavy Traffic received an X rating from the Motion Pictures Association of America, the MPAA, most theaters will be willing to screen the adult-oriented animated feature because of the success of Fritz the Cat, as thus Heavy Traffic became a box office success, and Bakshi became the first person in the animation industry since Walt Disney to have two financially successful films back-to-back. The film was banned by the censorship board in Canada, province of Alberta, when it was originally released. Heavy Traffic is considered to be Bakshi's biggest critical success, and in Rotten Tomatoes, it holds a 89% based on 18 reviews. Michael Barrier, of Animation Historian, described Heavy Traffic and Fritz the Cat as not merely provocative but highly ambitious. He described the films as an effort to push beyond what was done in the old cartoons, even while building on the strength. As for home media, Warner Home Video released on VHS and Betamax back in the 1980s. When Hey Good Lookin' was released in theaters, it was rated R on the VHS slipcover, but it was labeled X-rated film. And a rated R version was released in VHS in Region 1, DVD by MGM Home Entertainment in 1999 on July 16th of 2013. Shout Factory and MGM released Heavy Traffic on Blu-ray for its 40th anniversary. And to me, I consider the movie good. There's some scene that I like. I like the pinball because I play pinball myself as well. And I think there's one scene that actually made me laugh. It's because it's the way they keep teasing Michael's virginity. Like, okay, you have one scene where he's out on the roof with his friends. Like, they're a bunch of greasers working for the mob. And then you're like teasing him, and one of them hit his pencil set. Well, I mean, he's a cartoonist in a certain spot, and when Michael went to there, guess what he found? A ginger female, pigtailed ginger, in her lingerie, taking her top off, and the boys are laughing because, of course, he's a virgin. They want him to get laid with a ginger, and she's still taking her bra. She took her bra off and teasing her tits to him, and Mike was like, "Fuck yeah." I think about that. He actually slips, pushes off the balcony, and like, holy shit! She's falling until she manages to grab hold. I think her foot caught the clothing line. She's butt naked, literally. She's completely naked. From the symbol of like, Jesus fuck. Is that how you're supposed to fuck a woman? Until you knock her over? Like, damn. I've seen hardcore, but that is too much. Which ends up, and I think his buddies end up fighting each other, which I don't know where the hell that came from. Even the dad's been doing the same as well. He tried to get his son laid with a fat Italian woman. Well, the girl he actually likes, Carol, is coming out of the bathroom in a towel, and the dad's like, "What the hell is this black woman doing here? Get her out! Get her out!" And she's like, it flashes her ass right in front of the dad, right there. Yeah, look at that black ass. Damn. And there's a whole lot of gags here, which is actually pretty funny, including some sequels with both the animation and live action, including the theme of pinballs. Hey, who loves pinballs? Hey, it's a good game. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Heavy Traffic. Did you like this film? Did you enjoy it? Who's your favorite character? Did you like the story? The animation combined with the live action? Tell me in the comments down below. And remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell for more of my great content. And also remember our goal to hit 1 million subscribers, or at least 500k, because by May of this year is our 11th anniversary from 2013 to 2023. So let's make this happen. Until then, my friends, see you next time. Be safe. Don't do anything stupid, because hey, you might regret it. And have a great day, everybody. Peace out. We